So happy Wednesday to you. So let me ask you, what is your favorite Bible verse? Back when I lived in the mountains of Virginia, my favorite verse, because I would look out my living room window at the mountains and remember Psalm 121. I lift up mine eyes to the hills from whence cometh my help. Another favorite verse, several verses of mine, is one most people haven't heard that much. It's Isaiah 58. And the prophet is talking about how it will one day be. And he says, "Is this not the fast that I choose? To loose the bonds of wickedness, to undo the thongs of the yoke, to let the oppressed go free, and to break every yoke? Is it not to share your bread with the hungry, and bring the homeless poor into your house? Will you see the naked to cover him, and not to hide yourself from your own flesh?" And this is the verse that I love. It says, "Then shall your light break forth like the dawn, and your healing shall spring up speedily." Your light shall break forth like the dawn. But some of you may know that my favorite verse of all verses is not John 3:16, as wonderful as that verse is, but John 3:17. "For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved." That verse just carries such powerful meaning for me. So many people that I encounter, asking what their image of God, when you start digging a little deeper, you can almost tell that they're almost feeling like God is kind of just always keeping track of them. Never can they really do enough to reach the high level of what God's expectations are. And this was my struggle for years. You've heard me talk about that, where I felt God was always disappointed with me. And if I look at this verse, and if I were to ask you, if Jesus came along and said, "Hey, can I talk to you just for a second?" A lot of people, when I've raised that with them, they would say, when I ask, "What will you be thinking?" You think, "Uh-oh, what did he catch me doing? What does he want to talk to me about?" Like some principal or some parent who caught you in the act. I sometimes feel like some people's image of God is like Santa Claus. He's checking it twice, keeping a list to see whether you've been naughty or nice. That's not the kind of God that we have. He sent his Son into the world not to condemn you, not to catch you in the act, not to keep track of every little wrong thing you do. He sent his Son into the world to save the world. And the way I get that, that's kind of so big I can hardly get my heart around that. But when I say he came to save you from all that you need saving from, I think, man, I got a list that's pretty long. But that's what I believe about Jesus. As some of you know, in all my journey of coming to that, I have on my wedding ring finger, next to my wedding ring, a ring that was given me back when I was in Colorado doing training for spiritual direction. And the word beloved is on it twice. When I look at it like I'm looking right now, it's looking at me, reminding me, I am the beloved of God. But then I turn it over, it's facing you, the word beloved. Every person that I meet is the beloved of God. When Jesus came out of the baptismal waters, he heard the voice of his Father say, "You are my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." And what I've tried to trust and struggle to come to believe, but I so much now do, is that this is our primary identity. Whatever else you want to say about yourself, ultimately at the deepest level, this is who you are. You are the beloved of God. Not who's out to get you, not who's thinking bad of you, but who has sent his very Son into the world. Not to get you, not to condemn you, not to catch you in the act, but to save you and give you a salvation from all that you need saving from. So I challenge you, as I have continually having to challenge myself. What is your image of God? What is your favorite verse? Does it reflect something that speaks to the heart of what your experience of God is? He didn't send his Son to condemn you, but that you might be saved from all that you are saved from. And so I share this with you, all of you who are the beloved, who I love but more importantly, the love of God made known in Jesus Christ. Thanks be to God.